Hello again. Here I'm sitting at the organ console. We have two of those. One is downstairs here in the front of the church, right behind the altar, invisible to most of the people for most of the time. And another one in the rear gallery, also invisible. This controls the entire organ all over the church. And right now I want to demonstrate what all these magic buttons here on the side can do. We've already heard about the keyboards. We have 4 of those here. And these things here on the side we call stops, and each stop has a distinct character. Some of the stop names are actually reminding us of instruments that we've heard of, like flute or oboe or trumpet. But the organ does not really want to imitate those instruments. It just is reminding us of where those sounds come from. And I'm going to demonstrate a little bit the different families of stops that we have. Let us start with a flute. That should sound familiar. Now that's what we call an 8-foot flute. That means the lowest note of that rank is 8 foot tall. And an 8-foot stop is basically gives us the same pitch as a piano would. So middle C sounds like middle C. Now the unique thing with the organ is that I can add stops on different pitch levels. So for instance, I can add a stop an octave lower. And then I added 2 notes, 1 and 2 octaves higher. I can do the same thing here with drawing 4 stops. So the same sound as... So with that, I can already play 4 pipes with 1 finger. So those are a few flutes. Then I'm going to play some reeds. For instance, this is what the organ calls an oboe. Then I have other reeds here. Or I have also some stops that sound like strings. They are reminiscent of the bright sound of a string. Now, if I play that as an ensemble, it does not sound like an orchestra, but it has the same effect as an ensemble would. So I can play with one hand on one keyboard, and then the other hand can play a solo melody against that. That was like a little trumpet stop. But what is unique to the organ is a stop called a diapason. There is no orchestral instrument like that, but that makes the real typical organ sound. that is a typical diapason ensemble that you've heard many times when you went to church, perhaps, and heard a hymn played. So finally, I'm going to give just a little demonstration of what it sounds when you combine a lot of these stops here.